3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Red Hot Underdogs. We did miss last week. I apologise. But we are back for our weekly podcast. I'm AnzaK, and with me tonight, the ever incredible, long contained, often imitated, but never duplicated. Put your hands together for Drewy.
Hello, everybody. Hey, buddy. Welcome to the podcast that is for the special kids, the last in line, the underappreciated, but the always out there and always impressive triers of the world.
That's right. Last in line. I like that. Last in line.
Yeah.
The last in
Yeah, quite often, but that's okay. I mean, speaking of underdogs, hello, everybody, our limited viewers. We love you. We love you. And let me tell you, we dropped the ball last week, but we wouldn't be underdogs if we didn't drop the ball once in a while.
That's right.
Or should I say pretty much all the bloody time.
That's right. That's right.
But all good. So to rip off the Band-Aid and get into a bit of sport right now, I just briefly update the cricket.
Yeah.
So obviously, you know, cricket progresses at varying rates, particularly the test type. It's more like the snail on Valium kind of pace.
Yeah.
But that's okay. So at the end of the first day, I believe the score was something around none for 25 or none for 26, something like that. 28.
Yeah.
Good man.
Yeah.
Nothing, I couldn't remember the score, but nothing's more impressive than a full day of cricket with only 28 runs scored, should I say.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But
thanks
the commentators
to the rain.
talk for 10 hours about that,
Yeah, it's sort of a weird thing though, isn't it? When the rain comes and interrupts the cricket, either they do a whole heap of filler for like 8 hours or something, just saying absolutely nothing at all, or they go to Gilligan's Island and they just call it a day and just go, here's some reruns of Gilligan's Island or Seinfeld or whatever you might want to put on there, or the Brady Bunch. Or conversely, what they sometimes do is go to some really random one-day international game that was played in 1989 and they go, here's a classic for you. But we hope to get the playback soon. But as it stands, though, Australia not doing particularly well. A short time ago, we were in the range of about 3 for 73.
Oh, yep.
So India's strike bowler, Jasprit Bumrah, again as the spearhead for their attack, picked up 2 quick wickets early this morning in Khawaja and McSweeney.
Oh, yep.
And not too long ago, Marnus Labuschagne was dismissed. And the Australian batting stocks tend to sort of plummet once again. It's a bit of a roller coaster, but there haven't been too many highs this summer for us, unfortunately.
And what are we on now? What's...
Well, of course, cricket changes all the time, and I don't know the live score, but what I last looked at, we were 3 for 73.
Okay, yeah.
Something in that range.
But you just mentioned a lot more people out than 3.
Oh, yeah. Why? Who did I mention that was out?
You said Labuschagne. Did you say more than 3?
No, I said Labuschagne, McSweeney, and Khawaja.
Okay, all right. You did say 3. All right.
I did say 3, but that's good. I mean, I was there thinking that I was making a mistake because I'm incredibly tired, but that doesn't matter. But in top of being underdogs, this is what happens when you go live. Not only do you have a beat the bomb, there are no redos here at the Red Hot Underdogs.
I just had a look through. It's 3 for 100. So that's...
Oh, they've moved on quite nicely then. A bit of a partnership, which is good.
That's not a bad score. the first time Australia got 180 or something. The last
In the
test.
first, yeah. So it's sort of been fluctuating fortunes from both. I don't think any side's really been consistently had the upper hand during this series. So it remains to see how India goes.
Yeah.
The first day, unfortunately, was a complete washout. And, well, nothing worse than a missed day of cricket in a test series or actually test match, you know?
Yeah, it's the worst thing in the world, that, you know?
Yeah, that's true. But from cricket, let's get to some, not that cricket isn't exciting. So for all you purists, and, you know, I was talking a big monotone with the cricket, but let's be honest, you miss a day and you get 28 runs or something off the first day. I'm not exactly going to sound as though I'm bursting with fireworks coming out of my chest, am I?
Yeah.
So let's get to the NRL. We have a new team, an expansion team for 2028.
Confirmed. Yeah, confirmed.
Yeah, fantastic.
Great news.
Yeah.
And they announced more details about it. And the details about it talked, well, let's say who it is. It's Papua New Guinea.
Papua New Guinea. Absolutely. And none other than the Papua New Guineans.
The new details, so the Australian government are putting in $60 million for 10 years. So that's going to be 600 million that they're going to be investing. And I'm sure that will be talked about in politics. Like why money for, you know, some players to live in a compound in Port Moresby. What is this? But they really are, you know, what I liked about it, what I heard about it, and what I liked about it is that it's not just the team. They are investing in not just Papua New Guinea, but in Fiji, in Tonga, in Samoa. So it's a broad thing.
The Pacific nations.
Yeah, the Pacific nations. Yep. And that's
absolutely.
That's what they need to do, you know. And there's more expansion. You know, everybody loves rugby league in Papua New Guinea, but the area, there's plenty more expansion there. But the other teams have to say yes or no, don't they? I mean, will they say yes? Like every single team has to say yay or nay.
Oh, they're in. Papua New Guinea, it's official.
Okay.
Nobody needs to say anything. It's a done deal. Completely locked. I know we go back and forth and saying, oh, this one's in, and then we've got to retract it a few months later. Yeah. No, this is completely bona fide, rubber stamped, air sealed, tight as they're in. It's official. Done. Yeah. So
I'm thrilled.
That's good news for them.
Are you happy, yes or no, Drew?
Oh, I don't know. Kind of mixed feelings.
Yeah.
I think that it's a bit of a gamble. I don't think that it's as cut and dry as everyone thinks. I think the vision is great.
Yeah.
I think, though, the political side and the logistics of having the actual team up and running smoothly and fluidly won't be as easy as what a lot of people might have you believe.
Yeah, it's going to be a headache. But
it's
going to be exciting too. It really is. It's going to help.
That's true.
It's going to help Fiji. It's going to help Tonga. It's going to help Samoa. Like it really is going to help a lot of countries. And the elephant in the room is China is moving in politically to Port Moresby and or near Port Moresby, all the ports, the wharfs.
Yeah. It's politically linked so that we can be close to Papua New Guinea.
So it's making a connection there, and that's a good thing, you know. Rugby league, politics and sport is nothing new, but anyway, I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
You got to get behind it, Drewy. You got to say this is going to work because
I think the first step, though, in the right direction will be tearing down that bamboo scoreboard and putting in an electric one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind the bamboo. Maybe the old ones, we've talked about that at Manly with the
it could be okay. And You know, maybe a stadium that's actually made of concrete and steel won't go astray.
Yeah, well, what
So,
do they have? They've just got a park. You know, they don't have
yeah,
a
I
stadium.
guess so, you know. Or one
Just
of
flat.
those dodgy ones that
Yeah,
you see out at Mount Druitt where it's just like a plank of wood that's
yeah.
attached to sort of a steel frame and there are a number of them.
Yeah, it's just a plank of wood. That's it. That's what they got in Port Moresby, plank of wood. But do you hear how the juniors are
Mm.
restricted to only playing 15 minutes in Papua New Guinea
Wow.
because there's that
Yeah.
many people that want to play rugby league? Like it's huge. It really, like the talent that is going to come out of the Pacific nations in the next 10, 20 years, it's all going to be from there. It really is. It really is.
Yeah, it will. And, you know, I think it's a good move. One thing that people haven't talked about, which might be a potential prediction from me
Yep.
right now in the future. So Wayne Bennett is going to the Rabbitohs to
Yep.
begin his coaching tenure there. And he's there for 3 years and his contract expires in 2027. So do not be surprised if the Papua New Guinean seagull jumps on that hot chip.
Yeah.
Or will it be a soggy chip by then?
Oh, it's got to be a soggy chip. It's got to be.
Yeah, I'm thinking like we could have a coach that's gone from a coaching mastermind, masterclass sensei to maybe a cross between Clint Eastwood and Joe Biden living in Papua New Guinea, you know.
Yeah, Clint
But
Eastwood.
it remains to be seen. He might be awesome, but they might not even go for him. But it's a speculation and it's a prediction that actually has a bit of merit if you think about it.
No, there's better choices. There's actually people with ancestry from Papua New Guinea. I forgot his name, but there's coaches and there's players from Papua New Guinea that are better choices than good old Wayne. Wayne's got 3 years at the Bunnies. I reckon he will hang his boots up, his gloves up, his whatever, his walking stick up after 3 years. He's got to. That's it.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, like if they go with Wayne, by that stage, he might like be like the boy in the bubble or have some sort of glass cage and have a little joystick to get himself around. We don't know his physical condition.
He'll be 142 in 2028. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he might, and he might even be doing away games via Zoom. So I'm with you in eliminating Wayne, but I'm just saying if rugby league history has anything to go by, don't be surprised if they pick him, because quite often the rugby league's been shown to pick a lot of unpopular choices for coaches in the past.
Yeah.
You know, look at Manly, for instance. So when Des went, what did we have? Hey, we had an assistant coach in Shane Flanagan, who was a former NRL premiership coach. Who do we go for? Oh, let's go for Anthony Seibold.
Yeah.
Why? Oh, because his last tenure before Manly gave him a wooden spoon.
Yeah.
So, you know, and sometimes there's no right or wrong reason, but sometimes you just look at an appointment and you kind of just shake your head.
Yeah.
And then you got your types that get 100 billion jobs despite them going badly, like Trent Barrett and Nathan Brown.
Right. Now, Drewy, did you hear too that with Papua New Guinea, so if any Aussie players, Kiwi players not yet, but Aussie players that go there and play, they are tax-free exempt.
Yes.
Which is a lot of money because you think that the average playing, like the average amount of games that a rugby league player plays, you know, the Daly Cherry Evans and the Des Haslers that get to 300 and stuff are minority on minority. You know, the average is like 8 games or 12 games. It's not a lot at all.
Yeah, and do you know what the irony of that is? The players are tax-free, but yet the regular civilian like you and I and other players back in Australia are paying taxes for this venture.
For them, yeah. But I'm just saying that, you know, as a player, if you think, okay, well, look, you know, I've got, you know, average, you know, a quarter of a season, a half of a season to make the most of get this good money with rugby league.
Yes.
By going and playing for Papua New Guinea, you're already getting 30% more of the best, probably the best money that you will earn your whole life. Like not definitely.
No, absolutely.
Very likely.
That's part of one of the main sticking points and weapons that the actual venture has to its advantage in order to lure players. So amongst any disadvantages that there might be, that is one extremely attractive advantage that it does have. So I absolutely agree with you. So it will be interesting to see the Papua New Guinea adventure and how it actually pans out.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Oh, one thing that I will mention. So sometimes when we've mentioned potential mascots, now you mentioned the very unpolitically correct, the Papua New Guinean cannibals, which I will confirm will not ever happen. And I mentioned the spears. Now, in this woke culture of people getting outraged for a sport, even if I say the Papua New Guinean spears, there are a lot of people that are going to literally be on fire and melting into the ground. You can't say that.
Bone crunchers or something, you know, in Fiji, how they've got the bone skull smashers or bone.
Yeah. So what I can confirm is we're not as racist as what people think, because one of the main considerations in it is being called the spears.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm not the spears, the hunters.
Hunters, yeah.
Sorry, I just got to say something.
That's what I heard.
Huh? I just got to get a towel for my missus.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I heard it was going to be the hunters too.
She doesn't want that one. Which one do you want?
One inside the thing.
Okay, I'll get you to keep talking. I've just got to get a towel. All right.
We actually want to listen.
Fire away. Yes. So, the white one?
Yeah.
All right. We're going the white one.
Hi, Vinka.
Right, there we go.
Yeah.
Hi, Vinka.
Oh, she didn't hear you. She's just gone. She's busy. She wasn't trying to ignore you on purpose. It's just a bit hectic around here. So, So, no, I apologise. In amongst all of that mess, the Papua New Guinean hunters, which means that we're not all that racist after all, because that's a hunting time.
What's the difference between a hunter and a cannibal?
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of similarities. I know there is a difference, and it's the eating of them.
Yeah.
But
one eats a person.
Cannibals
That's
hunt,
right.
and hunters hunt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's the people eating that sets it apart, though. Yeah. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But I get your drift. It's not that far apart.
Bucket. You know, they're in the same bucket.
It's like either calling somebody a. You're right, but it's like either calling someone a fuckwit or a cunt. It's kind of, you know.
Exactly.
Not too far apart. So, all happening. There's been a lot of, I apologise to everything. It's like a madhouse right now. This is what happens to the Red Hot Underdogs. We're not this polished ESPN product, and usually we produce our best work when shit is falling down around us.
Yeah.
Anyway, next week we have a massive event.
Yes.
World heavyweight title fight between the great Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury.
First, straight off the bat, who are you going for?
I'd love to see Fury win. I'm not sure that he will. I'm not saying that he won't. Listen, the first fight was so razor close. Yeah. It really is. There's so many levels to this fight, and the one person who can probably improve a little bit more, room for improvement, would be Fury. I think he's got a few more sort of tools to his arsenal. However, what I will say is I think Usyk fundamentally is the better boxer. I think he's got the better fundamental skills, more polished skills. But Fury has a hell of an IQ, and if you're going to rule him out, you've got to be a very, very, very brave man, and it's almost a 50-50 fight.
Okay, my next question is, if like Usyk beat him convincingly, last time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
If Fury wins, will there be a third?
I think there'll be a third. I think what will happen is you'll get a push from Anthony Joshua, who lost his last fight by 5th round KO, I believe. Either 5th or 6th round KO to Daniel Dubois.
Yeah.
Now, Dubois offered him the rematch, and Anthony Joshua said, I'm injured or I'm not ready, and it's stalling tactics because it's clear to see. It never really came out with a significant reason why he said he had niggles and this process and that process, but we all know what's going on.
Yeah.
He's waiting to see what happens in this fight.
Yeah.
So he can potentially jump the line and get a shot with Fury.
Yeah.
Does it make it right? No. Could it happen? Yes. Why could it happen? Because it would be enormous in England and it'd be worth a lot of money to both fighters.
So if Fury loses, you reckon it'll be Fury Joshua. If Fury wins, then they'll focus on a third.
If Fury loses, I think Alexander Usyk will retire.
Yeah, okay.
And I think if Fury wins, they will go to a third. Because I think Fury wants to probably really find out one way or another who is the greatest.
Hang on.
And not just leaving it in the air.
You missed my question. I said if Fury loses. So Usyk's retiring, you said that. But will it be Fury versus Joshua?
Oh, if Fury loses, they'll just have a best of the rest and they'll have Fury versus Joshua.
Yeah, okay, yep.
And they probably should label that on the poster, best of the rest.
Yeah.
The only reason I think Usyk would retire is there's not much else for him to do after that. He would have beaten Dubois, he would have beaten Joshua twice, and he would have beaten Fury twice, and he cleaned out the cruiserweight division.
Yeah. So
there's not much else after that.
Hopefully he hangs around for a few other up and comers, like.
Yeah, maybe. But I think this is, whether you liked Fury or not, this is a good reason why I think people should support Fury, is that we've got really the potential to see that third fight. And we've got the potential to see Usyk remain in the game.
Yeah.
For as storied as his career. And people haven't mentioned the retirement of him if he wins it. But let me tell you, there would be no better way to go out on, having defeated Joshua twice and Fury twice. Mate, that would be the ultimate. He'd have no reason to stay. In fact, if anything, he would tarnish his legacy, and he's 37 years old.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's why I'm going for Fury, is because I'd like to see another one. But I did think, like most people, I thought Fury was a bit of a tool when he won last time. And he did.
When he lost, Fury lost.
Yeah, when Fury lost. He clearly lost, but he was a bit of a sour loser, a bad loser. I just thought he was a tool. So
and that's fine. And I think since then he's tried to sort of say, the better man wants on and so forth. But way back when we did that episode, or we actually did an aftermath one way back in the day, early goings on with the Red Hot Underdogs, I did mention that not always the best time to put a microphone in front of a fighter's face when they've done 36 minutes of smacking the shit out of each other, because you're not always thinking straight. And the disappointment is like front and center. You haven't had time necessarily to digest it. I'm not giving him a complete pass for it. not by any stretch. And you know what? I don't even mind the whole villain and good guy role. The sport's built on personalities. We don't all have to have the same cookie cutter answers all the time. I don't mind people leaning into the villain role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, who is the villain? Like it kind of was Usyk before they first fought, but I don't think. I think Usyk is the underdog. Usyk is the well, maybe not underdog.
Not the underdog, but is the hero now. He's the guy that people like. Yes.
Yeah. While Tyson's a bit more the, outspoken, speaking of his mind, saying stupid, controversial stuff.
Yeah, but that's the way he's always going to be. The writing's on the lid for him, and I don't think it'll ever change, and I don't mind that at all.
Yeah.
See, and without Fury, I don't think the fight sells as well because Usyk isn't a big talker.
Yeah.
He's just more like your stoic guy that just says, I let my fist do the talking.
Yeah.
And, that's all right for a little bit, but after a while, after several press conferences, you go, mate, you said that the last time. Instead of your fists all the time, when are you going to let your mouth do the talking just a little bit?
Yeah.
Can we turn the volume up to at least 1 or 2?
Yeah.
But, if you want to play the stoic role, good. You're doing a great job. Fantastic. Cool bloody story. Congratulations to you.
Any other boxing news? I mean, it's hard to think about any other boxing news with such big, next week, such a big heavyweight match.
Oh, it is. So the thing is I that's all I've been thinking about is Fury or Usyk. Unfortunately, last week, Australia lost one of its world champions in Liam Paro that lost a unanimous decision to Richardson Hitchens, I believe, at lightweight. So we lost. We had a champion casualty last week in Australian boxing, which is unfortunate. Good news is, in January, Jai Opetaia trots out again to defend his cruiserweight belt. And so he's going to take a tune-up. Unfortunately, the fighter that he was going to fight broke his ankle last night, so he'll look for another tune-up.
Last night?
And yes, and then...
How do you break your ankle? Not in a boxing ring. Oh, 10 minutes to go.
10 minutes to go.
How do you break your ankle in a boxing ring?
I believe he rolled it sparring.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Sparring, okay.
And it actually broke. So, anyway, we'll see what happens after that. But I do believe what you'll find after that fight, they will be looking for a fight against another cruiserweight called Zurdo Ramirez. And if Opetaia gets through that fight, he'll fight Ramirez, and that will be for all of the belts at cruiserweight division. Eventually, after and if the plan takes hold of Opetaia, winning all the belts at cruiserweight division, he wants to move up to heavyweight, which is great news for Australian boxing.
Yep. And Usyk will probably be gone by then.
I think so, yeah, absolutely. And Fury will probably be gone by then because Opetaia is still relatively young and he's building, but there's a great crop of new heavyweights coming through, so that's always exciting.
Yep.
And outside of the Usyk and Fury fight, we'll just see how things play out. But right now, that really is front and centre on my mind and in my heart as far as boxing is concerned. It will be on the 22nd on Sunday.
Right, watching it here in the grotto.
Yes. Now, don't quote me on this because as the Red Hot Underdogs are, we are often extremely wrong.
Very wrong.
But I can help you out a fraction. There is an approximate time of roughly 10 o'clock in the morning for both heavyweights to be walking to the ring.
Ah, well,
Yes.
I've told everybody to come to mine at 11.
Well, this is why I'm here.
Oh.
So you might need to go back to that phone and change a few texts there, hombre.
the thing is, I saw 10 o'clock. I did read something about 10 o'clock, and I thought it's not going to happen at 10, right? Where is this fight? Where is it?
In Saudi Arabia.
Not Saudi.
Now,
Hey.
if I was to help you out here a fraction,
Yeah.
I would just say turn up before 10.
Yeah.
Or at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because it's better going under than over.
Yeah.
No point them turning up 11 and they're in the last round, or the fight's over and there's an in the ring interview with someone with their belt draped around them.
Okay, well, I'm just going to send an invite to people that are interested in boxing and saying, look, potentially the fight could be on at 10, you know.
Yeah.
So if you 100%, are coming for that, not the kind of Christmas lunch kind of thing, then make sure you come before then. So
it is the frustrating thing about boxing, though. Yeah. Unlike other sports, you can have a certain time completely locked in.
Yeah.
Bloody boxing jumps around because it's sort of, it's built on the previous fights before it. All the undercard fights determine where the main event will be, when it will be.
Yep.
You could have a knockout, you could have a points win.
Yep.
You just don't know what's going to happen. You could have 3 knockouts in a row. You could have 3 points wins in a row in an undercard fight, in the undercard schedule. So you just don't know. And that's the tricky part about determining when they walk out.
Could be on at 2 p.m. It really could be.
It could be. Oh, mate. You'll start to have people throwing tomatoes at you if that's the case. Tell them to get there at 10 as 2 p.m. Very unpopular. I'll be like, Jules, don't ever invite me to the fucking boxing again. I'm like, well, the internet told me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like sometimes doesn't matter what you say, no one's buying your bullshit.
Blame it on the internet.
Yes, I mean, like people aren't always that forgiving if shit hits the fan. True. Like you bring a hot bird home if you're a single guy from the pub and just you can't get little Willie to the dance to make it big Willie, and then you just go, this doesn't usually happen. And can I give you a cuddle instead? And it's like, I don't want to cuddle. But this doesn't usually happen. Yeah,
Talk
sure.
About feelings. Talk about feelings.
Oh, that's the word. Oh, I've had that before. And then you've just got to call them a cab because it's just too awkward.
Anyway. An Uber, you mean? These days it's Uber, Drew.
These days it's, mate, I'm still in the old school. I'm still talking about cabs. I call the TV remote the channel changer. I'm still stuck in the 80s. Yeah. Okay. I still write my things on an A4 piece of paper. I don't use a phone. I don't even have a laptop. Look at me. I'm in the thin lane here.
Yeah.
Although the red hot underdogs can give everyone an exciting bit of information. It's not earth-shattering excitement, but in the next week I am purchasing a laptop.
Right.
So I'll go from the thin lane to the equal wide lane.
That lane.
Yeah, it's all about improving the show incrementally, a little bit professionally, very slow step by slow step.
When are you going to do that? Which day?
Oh, you know what? I'm probably looking at maybe the 21st.
Okay. Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday.
I think so. Yeah. Is that Saturday or Friday? I don't know.
Sunday.
I've been working overtime. Yeah. It could be Friday. No. I've even got to look at my phone at the moment to know what day it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Sometimes I'm in the Red Hot Underdogs podcast and I think I'm still at work. I got to remind myself, no, I'm at the podcast because Christmas time is busy time and everybody becomes so needy.
So true.
True. It does. It does. So,
going to people's houses, people want their places looking good.
Yeah. So while we're stuck in the black hole phase of sport right now, we've at least covered cricket for this episode. The Papua New Guinea Hunters, we're not racist.
Yeah.
And the boxing.
Yeah, next week, the big boxing match.
Yeah.
Which is the biggest, that's the biggest news that we like the most,
Yeah, absolutely. It's the most interesting one of the week for sure. And it'll be a closely contested fight. I'm hoping Fury uses his size and range. It's a bit more switched on this time. He was very switched on for about, I'd say from round 3 to about 6. And I thought he was taking control of the fight. And then I think it was either round 7 or 8 when Usyk hit him with a massive shot that changed the complexion.
It's going to
keep concentrating the whole time.
It really is going to be huge, Drewy, next Sunday.
Yeah.
It's going to be huge. It really
You know what? I think Fury can do it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make a prediction with my heart and say Fury. I think he's got the size.
Yeah.
He just needs the concentration. And he was in charge last time. But as anything can happen in boxing, anyone is only ever one punch away from disaster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I want him to do it as well. I really, really do.
Yeah, and because it leads into Christmas, it's what I call a great big whopping dose of season's beatings.
Yeah.
Not season's greetings, but freaking season's beatings. It's an absolute Christmas cracker.
It's a Christmas cracker. Season's
Absolutely. I've got all the Chrissy puns.
That's got to be the thumbnail, Joey, of this
Christmas cracker.
Season's beatings and
yes.
and Tyson Fury.
Yeah, season's beatings. Fury and Usyk. I like it.
Yeah.
See? Who said we're at the bottom of the barrel?
Oh, we are. We're at the bottom of the barrel.
We are. I mean, we have our moments where I've got to get towels for my missus in front of a podcast and moments where we say the wrong name and the wrong score because we don't do any editing. But this is the fun of the Red Hot bloody Underdogs.
Sport related, I went and saw the A-League last night.
Yes. Beautiful.
Yeah, so,
nice.
People can't say we don't watch sport. JJ likes soccer, he's 6.
Beautiful.
And I saw the A-League, and I tell you, the A-League, like the new stadium,
Yes,
Not ANZ, Allianz Stadium.
Yes.
A minute to go, but I might as well tell you about this, Drewy. So new stadium, it's way too big for that Sydney FC crowd. Maybe lucky if it was a quarter full, and so lots of goals. Sydney lost. Sydney got 3, and Melbourne United got 4, and there's a lot of falling down, pretending they're hurt. I mean, I thought I was in like some play. It was just
Shakespearean one.
Shakespearean acting.